So this is when I decided to go ahead and keep my Vulcan 900. Now, I am kind of fickle when it comes to motorcycles. I'll ride them for, I guess the most I've ridden one is about 8,000 miles, and then I'm not going to say bored with the bike, but I'm kind of ready for something new. So, and I had my eye on this really sweet secondhand Africa Twin, had about 6,000 miles on it. They wanted about 10 grand for the bike. DCT. I mean, the bike was beautiful. Okay, you know Africa Twins. Here's the thing: is that I'm due for my 15,000 mile maintenance, and I've decided by then I'm just going to go ahead and take it to a shop to get that done. And I also need tires. So those two things together would cost me about, it would cost over $1,000. We celebrate Christmas in the house on the 24th, so not really anything going on the 25th. So everybody's out of the house. I decided to take advantage of it and do a ride while nobody else is on the road. Maybe I can hit some places that are normally very congested in the Austin area. And so I decided to go ahead and see how the bike would handle the hill. So I took it out towards Mansfield, and bike handled it well. And then I decided to go ahead and just do some sightseeing. So I went around Mansfield Dam, and there's this one spot where I was coming out from the scenic area there. I was coming out and I was looking to the left, see if any cars were coming. Just glanced to the right to go, and I noticed there was this big old ditch that if I'd have hit it, I know I certainly would have dropped the bike. I wouldn't have been hurt, but the bike would have went down, and I know the way all the terrain was, that it would have been almost like upside down. It would have been a hell of a lift to get it back up. Anyway, I saved it with a dab. I just kind of dabbed my foot and got out of that mess, and scared the hell out of me, but then went on my way. And it got me thinking. So if I'd have dropped it, it would have been bad. And I've had to pick up the bike when it was like canted over 90 degrees. I have picked up that 900 before. I don't think I could have picked up an Africa Twin had I done the same thing. Neither do I think that dabbing would have worked for me on an Africa Twin, because it's so much taller than the 900. That wasn't an instantaneous decision, but it really did get me thinking about how I'm going to go forward. So I decided to go ahead and do the maintenance on the Vulcan 900. That's already done. All that's left really right now is to do some tires, and I'm not going anywhere until spring at least anyway. Hopefully soon we'll get to do a nice week-long trip across country. I have an idea that I'd like to go see my sister in Iowa. It's about 1,000 miles, 1,200 miles, something like that, where she lives. And we'll see what happens next year. Talk to you guys later.